Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, accompanied by Secretary John King and the 2016 National Teacher of the Year, Ms. Jahana Hayes.
It is now my privilege I'm sorry, don't kick me out. I thought they were going to kick me out of there. They were like, stand still. I was like, this is as good as it gets. Like, it was so surreal. That was still.
Yeah.
I was still.
Well, I don't blame you. It's an exciting thing when you meet the president.
First of all, I'm never getting invited back.
Well.
Oh my gosh, I love her already. But you know what you learn in school, Joe?
What's that?
When you're wrong, you're wrong.
Right.
You can't blame it on anyone else.
Nobody.
It's on you.
It's on me.
Former National Teacher of the Year, Jahana Hayes. I got your name wrong. No one got it wrong for me, so I apologize. But great to have you on the show. She may get to book a ticket back to Washington after all, only this time it would be as a representative of the state of Connecticut. Jahana is mounting a Democratic primary challenge in the state's 5th congressional district, and we welcome you to the show.
Thank you for
Thanks
having
being
me.
on board.
Awesome.
So the inspiration to run, where'd that come from?
My students, just like everything else. You know, I took them on a Habitat for Humanity build, and I just thought, who's going to speak for these kids? Who's going to make sure that our future is what I keep telling them that it will be?
You work in Waterbury, Connecticut.
Yes.
Correct. And so you see the struggles head on. Waterbury has its challenges.
Yes.
And as a teacher, you're on the ground really seeing the impact of those challenges. So what do you plan to do differently?
Well, I was born and raised in Waterbury, so I lived through those challenges, and I understand what happens when government works, when we get people mobile and back on their feet so that they can be contributors. So I can speak to that with fidelity. But I also understand that all people have value, and there are so many different communities in Connecticut, you know, so my goal is just to make sure that everyone is represented, you know, no matter where you live, no matter what your socioeconomic status is, no matter what your background is, that people feel included and connected to our government.
How exciting was it to meet President Obama in the White House? I mean, I saw, yeah. How was that for you?
That was unbelievable. I mean, my family was there. I'm a person who was a high school dropout, who was a teenage mom, who was homeless, who struggled. So to be recognized at that level in my profession for the work that I did and the impact that I made by a man who just symbolizes everything that I believe in, this idea of hope, because that's what I taught my students, that you know, you can be better. You know, hope is a strategy. So to be on that stage next to him, being celebrated for my profession,
yeah,
it was all right.
So,
It was good.
It's good.
so given your life, what has happened in your life, you're a high school history teacher, and now you're running for the Congress of the United States in a pretty big district in Connecticut, pretty wide district. So it's sort of like, I would imagine, a big parent-teacher conference every time you go out and meet people and greet people. What is on people's minds in your district as you go through the district?
Well, it's definitely just like a parent-teacher conference, because you have to deal with everyone. People have different issues, different concerns, but what I found at the end of the day, people are concerned about their children, about their future, about the future of this country. And no matter who they are or where they come from, we all want the exact same things. So if we start with just getting back to that moral center, just getting back to who we are and what we value as a country, I think we'll be so much better off. You know, as I talk to people, their concerns might be different because of the area that they're in, but at the end of the day, they all go back to this idea of who we are as Americans. You know, and my life story, it really just embodies all of that. I know what's possible because I've lived it.
When people get into politics for the first time, as you know, they often come from local politics, or when they get into national politics, they come from local politics, or they're business leaders of some kind, and they use that background sort of as a launching point. I can balance a budget. I've done this. What advantage do you have as a teacher? What makes a teacher a unique and good candidate for Congress?
My whole professional life has been about grooming the next generation, about dealing with problems as they come, about meeting the challenges head on, about being flexible, about compromising, about getting people to coalesce around ideas. I think that's exactly what Congress needs. And our representation should be a mix of everyone in our communities, not just one group, not just people with political experience. You know, that's what representative democracy looks like. Everybody coming together, sitting at the table, discussing ideas, bringing unique perspectives, and coming to consensus and solutions. I'm a problem solver, you know, and I think that is what Congress can use right now.
Jahana Hayes, thank you very much.
Thank
Great
you.
to have you
Thank
on.
you so much for having me.
Best of
Thank
luck
you.
to you. We'll be watching. All right, and stay with us for final thoughts for the show.
Yeah, Mike. Final thoughts.
Jahana Hayes just gave the final thoughts that
Yeah.
were on my mind. You know, we've got to pull this country together.
Yeah.
We've gone through too much to get to where we are as a nation, to let it go down the drain to a
It's an
pack of
unraveling.
lies and
Yep.
hatred, and let's bring America back.
Willie.
Big 4-game set starts tonight in Boston. We'll put that to the side.
That's
For all you Red Sox fatalists. But the president, we should underline again, tweeted yesterday that the attorney general should stop the rigged witch hunt. The first time he's explicitly said publicly that he wants his attorney general
Been tweeting all
to
night.
get rid of Bob Mueller and his investigation.
That would be obstruction of justice. Jeremy.
I mean, look at the way that these social media companies are failing to act to combat this divisiveness, this lethal divisiveness in some places of the world. And you have to wonder, at what point is there ever going to be enough pressure on them? Or do their consumers, the people who consume news that comports with their worldview, just not really want it?
All right, and Jeff.
I just say, if you are calling for an end to the Russian investigation, then you are not doing the bidding of Donald Trump. You're doing the bidding of an ex-KGB agent who now is a killer running Russia and who considers himself an enemy of the United States of America. Good luck explaining that in your home district this weekend. Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.